I still remember the weight of hesitation pressing down on me. The hours of discipline, the endless training, the sharpened skills, none of it mattered in that single moment of doubt. 1 second of hesitation, one crack in my focus, and everything I had built nearly collapsed. Not because of the opponent in front of me, but because of the battle raging inside my own mind. That's when I learned the hardest truth. Your greatest enemy isn't the challenge in front of you. It's the one inside you. The voice that second guesses your every move, that plants seeds of fear before you even begin. The one that doesn't need fists to knock you down, just a single thought. It's the voice that tells you to wait, to hold back, to stay where it's safe. It convinces you that you're not ready, that you're not strong enough, that you might fail. And before you even step forward, it has already won. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? That voice in your head, the one whispering even now. 1. Destroy the illusion of limitations. Bruce Lee believed that the biggest barriers in life are not the external obstacles we face, but the ones we create in our own minds. These mental barriers act like invisible chains, holding us back from reaching our full potential. The moment we allow negative thoughts to take root, such as "I can't do this," "I'm not talented enough," or "it's too late for me to change," we begin to limit what we believe is possible. But here's the truth. These limitations are not real. They are nothing more than illusions, created by fear, past failures, and self-doubt. Bruce Lee's solution to breaking free from these mental chains was simple yet powerful. Question everything that holds you back. When your mind tells you you're not good enough, ask yourself, who says that? Where is the proof? More often than not, you'll realize that these beliefs have no real foundation. Instead of accepting limitations as facts, train yourself to challenge them. When doubt creeps in and whispers, "You can't," respond with a firm, "Watch me." The key to success is not waiting until you feel confident, but taking action despite your doubts. True mastery begins the moment you stop allowing your own mind to set limits on what you can achieve. Your potential is limitless, but only if you choose to believe it. 2. Be like water, adapt and overcome. One of Bruce Lee's most profound teachings is encapsulated in his famous words, "Be water, my friend." But what does this truly mean? Water is formless. It does not resist. It does not break. It simply flows. If you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you pour it into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. This simple yet powerful philosophy teaches us the importance of adaptability.
Life is unpredictable. Plans will fall apart, obstacles will arise, and unexpected challenges will test your patience and resilience. Many people struggle because they resist change, trying to force situations to fit their expectations. But resistance only leads to frustration, while adaptation leads to strength. When you become rigid in your thinking, you limit your ability to grow. But when you become like water, fluid, flexible, and open to change, you can navigate any situation with ease.
Bruce Lee understood that being adaptable doesn't mean being weak or passive. It means knowing when to stand firm and when to adjust. Just like water, which can be soft and gentle or powerful enough to carve through rock, you must learn to shift between patience and persistence, between flexibility and force. When things don't go your way, don't break. Bend, adjust, and move forward. Learn to embrace change instead of fearing it. Whether it's a personal setback, a failed attempt, or an unexpected challenge, remind yourself, I am like water. I can find another way. Those who master this mindset never get stuck. They always find a way to keep flowing toward their goals. 3. Master the art of self-control. Your mind is like a wild horse. If you don't train it, it will take you in every direction except the one you want to go. Bruce Lee understood that true power comes not from physical strength alone, but from mastering the mind. He once said, "A quick temper will make a fool of you soon enough." This is because a person who is controlled by their emotions, rather than controlling them, is at the mercy of every situation and every person around them. Think about it. How many times have you made a decision in anger and later regretted it? How often do frustration, stress, or impatience cloud your judgment and make situations worse? The enemy within thrives on emotional chaos. It whispers, "React now. Get angry. Take revenge." But giving in to these impulses only leads to more problems. The solution? Pause before you react. Learn to control your emotions instead of letting them control you. Bruce Lee practiced this by training his mind just as intensely as he trained his body. He believed that real strength is staying calm under pressure, making decisions with a clear mind, and responding with intelligence instead of impulse. This does not mean suppressing emotions. It means mastering them. When you feel anger rising, acknowledge it, but don't let it dictate your actions. When frustration creeps in, breathe, reset, and respond with clarity. A controlled mind is a powerful mind, and when you can master your thoughts and emotions, you become unstoppable, because no one and nothing can manipulate you. The next time life tests your patience, remember Bruce Lee's wisdom. Emotional content, not anger. Control your emotions, and you will control your destiny. 4. Kill fear before it kills you. Fear is the silent enemy that holds most people back, not just from success, but from truly living. It's the voice in your head that whispers, "You'll fail. You're not ready. What if they judge you?" It paralyzes you, convincing you to stay where it's safe instead of stepping into the unknown. Bruce Lee understood that fear is not real in the way we think it is. It's a mental construct, a prison we build for ourselves. Bruce Lee refused to let fear dictate his life. He knew that the only way to defeat fear is to face it head-on. Most people try to avoid what they're afraid of, thinking that if they ignore it long enough, it will disappear. But fear doesn't go away when you avoid it. It grows. The longer you hesitate, the stronger it becomes, until it completely controls your actions. The key is to act despite fear. Every time you step forward, fear loses its power. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown, the answer is always the same: take action. If you're afraid to speak up, speak. If you're afraid to try something new, try it. The more you challenge fear, the weaker it becomes. Bruce Lee's mindset was simple. Fear exists only in the mind, and the mind can be trained. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of it. If you want to grow, if you want to reach your full potential, you must destroy fear before it destroys you. Think about a child learning to walk. They don't hesitate, overthink, or fear falling. They just keep trying, failing, and improving until they succeed. But as we grow older, we start doubting ourselves. We hesitate, fearing failure or embarrassment. This hesitation is the real enemy. It stops us from reaching our full potential. Fear is a test. It asks, are you willing to push past discomfort to get what you want? Those who say yes, even when they're scared, are the ones who grow. Those who say no remain stuck in the same place forever. Bruce Lee once said, "Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a difficult one." Life will never be free of challenges, but if you train yourself to face fear instead of running from it, you will realize that fear was never as powerful as you thought. The next time fear whispers, "You can't do this," answer back, "Watch me." Because the only thing standing between you and your best life is the fear you refuse to challenge. And once you take that first step, you'll see. Fear was nothing but an illusion all along. 5. Stop wasting time. Take action now. Time is the most valuable resource you have, Yet it is also the one most people waste without realizing it. Bruce Lee understood that wasting time is the same as wasting life itself. He once said, "If you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made of. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back." And yet, most people live as if they have unlimited time, procrastinating, hesitating, waiting for the right moment to start pursuing their goals. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. How many times have you said, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'll do it when I feel ready"? Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. Before you know it, the opportunity is gone, and all you're left with is regret. Bruce Lee refused to live this way. He understood that action, not intention, is what creates success. He didn't wait for the right conditions. He created them. Many people believe they need more preparation before they start something. They think they need more knowledge, more confidence, or more time. But Bruce Lee's philosophy was clear. You learn by doing. No amount of thinking, planning, or waiting will prepare you as much as taking action. The best way to get better at something is to start, make mistakes, learn, and improve along the way. Imagine two fighters, one who spends years studying books on martial arts but never steps into the ring, and another who trains every day, testing his skills, facing challenges, and improving with every fight. Who do you think will become the better fighter? The one who takes action. Knowledge is important, but knowledge without action is useless. The enemy within will always try to convince you to delay. It will tell you, "You're not ready, it's not the right time, what if you fail?" But the greatest failure in life is never trying at all. Success does not come to those who wait, it comes to those who act. Bruce Lee embodied this philosophy in everything he did. He didn't just dream of becoming a martial arts legend. He trained relentlessly, created his own style, and took bold steps that changed the world of martial arts forever. So ask yourself, how much time have you wasted waiting for the perfect moment? How many opportunities have passed you by because you hesitated? The best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Bruce Lee lived with urgency because he knew that life is unpredictable. He believed that you must treat every day as if it were your last. Not in a way that creates fear, but in a way that pushes you to take action. Because in the end, you don't regret the risks you took. You regret the chances you never took. If you want to change your life, don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for confidence. Don't wait for the right conditions. Start now. Even if you don't feel ready, even if you're scared, even if you don't know what the outcome will be. The simple act of starting is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who only dream about it. Bruce Lee didn't just talk about action, he lived it. Now it's your turn. Stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Take the first step today and never look back. 6. Let go of ego. Seek continuous growth. One of the greatest obstacles to success is not failure, fear, or even external challenges. It is the ego. Bruce Lee understood that ego is the silent enemy within that blinds people to their weaknesses, prevents them from learning, and keeps them stuck in their comfort zone. He believed that true strength comes from humility, from always remaining a student, no matter how much you think you know. Ego convinces you that you're already good enough, that you don't need to improve, and that admitting mistakes is a sign of weakness. But this mindset is dangerous. The moment you believe you have nothing left to learn, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you start declining. Bruce Lee saw this happen to many martial artists who let arrogance take over. They became so obsessed with proving themselves that they stopped evolving, and as a result, they were left behind. In contrast, Bruce Lee embraced the mindset of a perpetual student. He once said, "A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer." This means that no matter how skilled, knowledgeable, or experienced you are, there is always something to learn, whether from a master or a beginner, from success or from failure. Growth is not about proving that you're better than others. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. Letting go of ego also means being open to criticism and feedback. Most people avoid criticism because it makes them uncomfortable. But Bruce Lee saw criticism as a tool for growth. He welcomed challenges because he knew that every challenge was an opportunity to sharpen his skills and become stronger. Instead of seeing feedback as an attack, he saw it as a mirror, an opportunity to see himself more clearly and make necessary improvements. Another way ego holds people back is through the fear of failure. Many people don't try new things because they are afraid of looking foolish or making mistakes. But Bruce Lee believed that failure was not something to fear. It was something to embrace. He knew that the path to mastery was built on trial and error, on falling down and getting back up. He once said, "Mistakes are always forgivable if one has the courage to admit them." A person controlled by ego will make excuses, blame others, or pretend they never failed. But a person with true strength will take responsibility, learn from their failures, and come back stronger. Letting go of ego also means understanding that titles, achievements, and recognition do not define you. Many people chase success because they want status, approval, or admiration. But Bruce Lee didn't seek external validation. He focused on self-improvement. He believed that success was not about being better than others, but about being better than your former self. Ask yourself, do you resist learning because you think you already know enough? Do you avoid criticism because it makes you uncomfortable? Do you fear failure because you worry about what others will think? If the answer is yes, then ego is holding you back more than you realize. The solution is simple but powerful. Adopt a beginner's mindset. Approach every situation with curiosity, openness, and a willingness to learn. Never assume you have all the answers. Challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone, to welcome feedback, and to embrace failure as a necessary part of growth. Bruce Lee understood that humility is the key to true greatness. He constantly sought to improve, to refine his skills, and to expand his understanding. And because of this, he never stopped growing. If you want to reach your highest potential, let go of your ego, stay humble, and commit to lifelong learning. Many people believe that confidence and ego are the same, but they are not. Confidence is knowing your strengths while staying open to growth. Ego is thinking you already know everything and refusing to improve. The truly great individuals, the masters in any field, are those who remain students forever. Humility is not weakness. It is the willingness to step back, acknowledge gaps in your knowledge, and put in the effort to get better. Bruce Lee always emphasized that growth is not about reaching a final destination. It is an endless process of refinement. When you drop your ego and embrace the journey of lifelong learning, you will not only become better at what you do, but also a wiser, stronger, and more fulfilled person. So as you move forward in life, ask yourself, are you growing, or are you just trying to prove yourself? Let go of the need to impress others. Let go of the fear of failure and embrace the freedom of continuous self-improvement. This is the path to true mastery. 7. The only opponent is yourself. Bruce Lee understood one of the greatest truths about success and self-mastery. Your biggest enemy is not someone else. It is the person staring back at you in the mirror. Many people believe that life is a competition against others, that their biggest challenge is to outperform someone else, prove their worth, or gain recognition. But the reality is that the most important battle you will ever fight is against yourself. Your doubts, your fears, your bad habits, your excuses, and your limitations. Most people waste energy comparing themselves to others. They see someone more successful and feel discouraged. They see someone struggling and feel superior. But Bruce Lee knew that true greatness does not come from being better than others. It comes from being better than you were yesterday. He once said, "I do not fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." This means that the real power lies in consistent self-improvement, not in proving anything to others. Instead of competing with others, compete with yourself. Ask yourself, am I stronger today than I was yesterday? Am I more disciplined than I was a year ago? Am I moving forward or am I staying the same? Your habits, mindset, and actions determine your future. The greatest warriors in history, including Bruce Lee, didn't waste time worrying about what others were doing. They focused on perfecting themselves. They woke up each day determined to improve their skills, sharpen their minds, and discipline their bodies. They fought against laziness, against distractions, against negative thoughts. And because of that, they became legends. Defeat the inner weaknesses. The battle within is the hardest battle you will ever fight. It is a battle against procrastination, the voice that tells you to start tomorrow. It is a battle against self-doubt, the voice that whispers, "You're not good enough." It is a battle against fear, the feeling that stops you from taking risks. If you lose this battle, you will never reach your potential. But if you win, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Bruce Lee lived with this mindset. He knew that discipline is freedom. The more control you have over your mind and actions, the more powerful you become. If you can wake up every day and push past your own resistance, train when you don't feel like it, work when you're tired, take action even when you doubt yourself, you will develop an unbreakable spirit. Most people look for shortcuts. They want results without effort, success without struggle. But Bruce Lee believed that true mastery comes only from dedication, repetition, and perseverance. If you want to be great, you must be willing to put in the work, even when no one is watching, even when no one is clapping, even when the results don't come immediately. Destroy the excuses that hold you back. Your mind will always try to trick you into believing that you have time, that you can wait, that you can start later. But later turns into never. Every time you make an excuse, you give more power to the enemy within. Bruce Lee didn't wait for the perfect moment. He created the perfect moment by taking action. Ask yourself, what excuses have I been making? What habits are holding me back? What would happen if I stopped waiting and started now? The truth is, no one is stopping you except yourself. No one is forcing you to stay in the same place. No one is holding you back from improving. The moment you realize this is the moment you become free. The path to mastery. Bruce Lee's path to greatness was not about competition. It was about self-discipline, self-improvement, and self-mastery. He knew that as long as he kept growing, kept training, and kept pushing himself beyond his limits, success was inevitable. And this applies to every area of life, not just martial arts. If you want to succeed in anything, business, health, relationships, creativity, you must approach it like a warrior. You must wake up each day and ask, how can I be better than I was yesterday? How can I discipline myself to take action? How can I silence the voice of doubt and fear? Because at the end of the day, your only true opponent is yourself. You are either your greatest ally or your worst enemy. The choice is yours. Bruce Lee mastered his mind, his body, and his spirit. He won the battle within. Now it's your turn. Are you ready to fight for your best self? Are you ready to destroy the excuses, the fears, and the weaknesses that hold you back? The war is not outside of you. It has always been within. Win that battle, and you will be unstoppable. 8. Master your mind, master your life. Bruce Lee understood that everything begins in the mind. Your beliefs, your thoughts, your emotions These shape your reality. If your mind is weak, your actions will be weak. If your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. This is why he trained not only his body, but also his mental strength every single day. He believed that if you can control your mind, you can control your destiny. Most people live as prisoners of their own thoughts. They allow fear, doubt, and negativity to dictate their actions. They let external circumstances control their emotions. They react instead of responding. But Bruce Lee knew that true power comes from within. He once said, "As you think, so shall you become." This means that your thoughts are not just thoughts. They are the blueprint of your future. Your mind can be your greatest weapon or your greatest enemy. Think about the way you talk to yourself every day. Do you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed"? If so, you are programming your mind for failure. Your mind listens to every word you say. If you fill it with doubt and negativity, you will create a reality that reflects those thoughts. But if you start training your mind to think differently, "I am capable, I will find a way, nothing can stop me," your actions will follow. You will begin to approach challenges with confidence instead of fear. You will stop making excuses and start looking for solutions. This is the difference between people who succeed and people who remain stuck. The power of focus. One of Bruce Lee's greatest strengths was his laser-like focus. He understood that what you focus on grows. Most people allow distractions to scatter their attention. They jump from one idea to another, from one goal to another, never fully committing to anything. They scroll endlessly through social media, compare themselves to others, and waste hours on meaningless entertainment. And then they wonder why they are not making progress. Bruce Lee was different. He knew that in order to achieve mastery, you must eliminate distractions and focus completely on what matters. He once said, "The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus." This means that greatness is not reserved for special people. It is available to anyone who is willing to focus, commit, and put in the work. If you want to change your life, start by changing what you focus on. Stop focusing on problems. Focus on solutions. Stop focusing on what you lack. Focus on what you can create. Stop focusing on what others are doing. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. The mind is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. But if you allow it to be lazy, distracted, and negative, it will control you instead of you controlling it. Discipline your mind. Like a warrior, Bruce Lee trained his mind the same way he trained his body, with discipline, repetition, and intensity. He practiced visualization, self-affirmation, and deep focus. He knew that success was not about luck. It was about creating the right mindset every single day. If you want to master your mind, you must become aware of your thoughts. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, replace it with a powerful thought. Practice mental discipline. Stop letting your emotions control you. When you feel fear, doubt, or frustration, take a deep breath and regain control. Train your focus. Dedicate time every day to improving your skills, learning, and taking action toward your goals. Eliminate distractions and create an environment of growth. Develop an unbreakable mindset. No matter what happens, tell yourself, "I will not break. I will find a way." This is the mindset of a true warrior. Your thoughts shape your reality. Bruce Lee didn't just teach martial arts. He taught a way of thinking, a way of living. He understood that if you control your mind, nothing can stop you. But if you allow your mind to control you, you will be a slave to your fears, doubts, and excuses. Right now, you have two choices. Let your mind be your enemy, feeding it with fear, doubt, and distraction. Or make your mind your greatest weapon, sharpening it with discipline, focus, and positive action. The choice is yours. Bruce Lee proved that the mind is the key to all success. He built himself into a legend not just because of his physical strength, but because of his mental strength. So ask yourself, are you controlling your mind, or is your mind controlling you? Because in the end, your greatest battle is always within. Master your mind, and you will master your life. Bruce Lee's wisdom is not just about martial arts, it is about mastering life itself. He understood that your greatest battle is not with others, but with yourself. The doubts in your mind, the fears that hold you back, the excuses that keep you stuck, these are the real enemies you must defeat. Throughout these 7 powerful lessons, we have learned that your limitations are illusions. You can break through any barrier if you refuse to believe in them. You must be like water. Adapt, flow, and find a way around every obstacle. Self-control is true strength. If you can master your emotions, you can master your life. Fear is an illusion. The only way to defeat it is to take action despite it. Time is your most valuable resource. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, act now. Ego is the enemy. Stay humble, stay hungry, and always keep learning. Your only real opponent is yourself. If you can defeat your inner weaknesses, nothing can stop you. Everything begins in the mind. If you control your mind, you control your destiny. Bruce Lee didn't just talk about these principles, he lived them. He trained with discipline, he embraced challenges, and he pushed himself beyond all limits. That is why he became a legend. Now it's your turn. Will you let fear, doubt, and weakness control you? Or will you rise, take action, and become the master of your own life? The choice is yours. Destroy the enemy within, and you will become unstoppable. As Bruce Lee said, be water, my friend.